Hello YouTube, it's your pal Moonstone for short, and you're probably wondering why this video doesn't have me in the background or anything like that. Well, there's two reasons. One, I thought I'd share my experience through audio this time, and two, I have a project at school that involves me speaking, so I thought this would be a good chance to practice narration. And three, well, I'm just gonna say it, I went back. That's right, I went back to Narnia. I found this technique that I could use, but so far, it's the only technique I could use to get back. And that's what this story is going to be about. It's going to be about my first experience and my second experience and all of them all together. Now, I really hope you guys watch till the end, because at the end of this video, I have a very, very important announcement, and a special thank you to all of you for helping me reach 60 subscribers. Well, enjoy the story. At first, I wasn't sure what to think of it. A spell titled Transport to a Fictional World spell. I found it very interesting. My life was a little hard. I was just a normal furry, a normal autistic boy, but my house was loud. Very loud. My sister was always on her phone, leaving me to do all the work, with Mom's help, and Mom barely helped at all because she was done with my little sister Anna, who screamed and fighted every 5 minutes. I found making videos a nice way to escape, and after I saw this video on YouTube that offered me a way to escape this world, I had to try it. But just doing it felt a little less special, so I thought I'd have some fun with it and do it in my video. And that's what I did. But I got one of the side effects instantly, and that kind of scared me. But the spell specifically said if I get a side effect, I have to go to bed instantly. So that's what I did. But when I woke up, I was still in my bed. But yet, I still had this major headache that wouldn't let me rest. I was eventually to fall asleep, but 1 second after I shut my eyes, I felt something wet and soggy run across my face, like something was licking me. But when I opened my eyes, I was staring at a bright blue sky. I mean, the sky was beautiful, like something out of a fantasy movie, and I could tell I was laying on grass, but it didn't feel rocky or pebbly, just smooth grass and dirt. But it felt packed, like something was buried underneath me, and that kind of had me questioning where I was. That's when I remembered. I tried the spell the other day, and I knew which world I was transported into. But what made me even more shocked was the creature that was licking me. It was a wolf. I was in Narnia, and if you read from the books and from the movie, Narnia was a place where wolves were evil, and that really got me shocked. So I just ran up and started running, but I turned behind to see if he was still following me. He was only 1 foot away from me. I was surprised I ran 1 foot ahead of him, but I wasn't looking where I was going. I hit a tree branch and it knocked the wind right out of myself. And I fell asleep again. Only this time, it wasn't by will. Yeah, the tree branch hit me that hard. But when I woke up, I wasn't on the ground anymore, and I wasn't in my bed. I was laying next to Aslan. On Aslan, actually. Yeah, that's right. Aslan the lion. Now, if you don't know what Narnia is, or who Aslan is, or who the wolves are, then I don't know what you're doing, cause you gotta check this out. Anyway, I was sure shocked to see him. Me laying next to him, being in this world, it was crazy. I wasn't expecting this to actually work, I was expecting this to actually happen, I wasn't expecting anything from the spell, but here I was. But I barely felt strong enough to get up. I really tried to, but it just felt so good laying there that I just couldn't. You know that feeling you get when you're under hypnosis before you go to bed? Well, that's what this felt like. I wanted to move, but I literally couldn't because I was such in a great state. I tried to, but Aslan nuzzled me and said, "It's okay. You need to rest anyway for when you come back." Then he turned away from me, and he said, "Thank you, Kovu." I wasn't sure who Kovu was, so with the last bit of energy I had, I looked, and sure enough, it was the wolf I saw earlier. The wolf said, "You're welcome," and just walked out of this castle-like building which seemed to be going on forever and have a ceiling that was as high as the mountains. I mean, this place was beautiful. I was about to ask Aslan a question, but he said, "You should go back." And when I fell asleep, I just thought, go back home? And that's when I felt this giant wave of energy rush through me like I was being shocked with electricity, and that's when I fell on my bed. I literally fell, well, it felt like my ceiling, and landed on my bedpost, which put a huge bruise on the back of my head, which was much larger than the bruise I had on my forehead. My mom asked me where I got the bruises from, and I just lied saying I tripped and fell, which she believed because she's pretty gullible in most aspects. she's global in a lot of aspects. But anyways, after that, I knew I had to go back. The spell said I had the power to go back whenever I wanted to about saying the spell, but no matter what I tried, I couldn't get sent back. So I decided to see if there's other ways I can do this when I found reality shifting. I heard of it before, but I never actually went over some of the methods or how to actually do them, but I found one that helped me a lot. It was called the Raven method. I did something similar to it, but not exactly. The Raven method is where you whisper affirmations while counting up to 100 in a starfish position until you reach your desired reality. But me, instead of doing that, I laid down in a starfish position and just started saying the spell over and over and over again until another shock of electricity shot through me and I was seeing again in the open field. A different spot this time, and the wolf, whose name was Kovu apparently, was sitting next to me. He said, "I thought you'd never come back. You left for a while." I was confused about this, of how he was good and what the other wolves were bad, and why he questioned me coming back. I was about to say something, but then he said, "The White Witch is dead." But the wolves are different now too. We're no longer against Aslan. And the reason I was chasing you earlier, because I wanted to see if you were a threat. You were laying on top of her grave. I asked him why her grave wasn't anything fancy. It was just a small plump in the dirt that was barely even visible. He said since no one really cared for her, then they pretty much just didn't do anything fancy. But he had to guard it because a few people tried to bring her back to life. No one's tried that for around 20 years, but they still can't take any chances. The rest, I don't really think I have time to describe, but I'll describe it as this. I got a small tour of the place, and I went through a large building that Aslan had me in, but I didn't see him. I didn't ask him that many questions. I told him about my day, he told me about his day, and I asked him questions about the wolves. He answered most of my questions about Narnia, and I'm planning on sharing them in a future video. And I also asked him about werewolves, because I heard there were werewolves in Narnia, and he said yes, and that they actually have an important role there now. One is protecting the witch's grave, obviously, so no one can bring her back, and two, guarding the outside of Narnia to make sure no intruders come in, and three, well, they're good hunters for when things are bad. After that, I enjoyed it for a while. He literally led me to this open field. It was so soft I fell asleep again. But this time I didn't get sat back to my world. When I woke up, it was nighttime. He was sleeping next to me, and I was like, oh my god, I have to get back home. But when I tried to push forward, as in go back, I couldn't. You know when a video game glitches and you can't continue in the game? I felt like that in my brain. Like I was desperately trying to move forward, but I literally couldn't. That's when I had an idea. What if I was back where I began? So I walked, and eventually I found myself back in the original field. I sat down in the same spot that I was, and then I just flicked something in my mind, and I was just back in my bed. And only 5 minutes had passed. That's the last time I went there, which was this morning. I'm planning on trying again. If any of you have any questions about Narnia, comment down below, and I'll try and make a video about it, answering them. Now, I was only able to take one photo in Narnia, because that's all I thought of. I took a photo of the forest that Aslan told me about, and the one that Kovu took me through. And I don't know if you can see in the background, but there's a large ocean in the background. You can't see it through the trees, but you can see it if you look hard enough. Okay, that's all I have time to explain for today. Make sure to like, share, and subscribe. And again, if you have any questions, comment down below, and I might make a future video about it. But we'll have to see. I'll try and pick up more pictures, but I was lucky I was able to get my phone with me. But I'll try my best. Before I go, I want to say one more thing. The next video I'm going to be doing isn't going to be a vlog or ASMR like that. It's going to be where I attempt another spell. There's another spell called a magic pen spell, where if you enchant a pen, write anything right down with it comes to life. And I'm going to do a video where I attempt that, only this one isn't a wolf girl spell. It's from Video Spell Magic. I'll tell you about that channel in future too. And if you guys have any ideas of what stuff I could write with the pen that come to life, let me know. And if there's any other spells on the internet you want me to try, let me know in the future. Maybe I can make a video about it. Well, that's all the time I have for today, guys. I'll see you later. I hope you have an amazing day, and remember, stay awesome.